California
Beep, beep.
knows how to party.
Knows how to party.
California knows how to party.
Look, if I had the little sound machine, I would do it. Hey, right? No, that's the rolling with the homies from Cleveland. Rolling with the homies.
You know, Teen Valley, California
Rest in
movie.
peace, Brittany Murphy.
It ties in.
Rest in peace, Brittany Murphy.
Oh my God, rest in peace, Brittany Murphy.
Right.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Geekin Out, where we are talking about everything that we're geeking out about all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
So tonight we have a really cool topic for you. But first, my name is Tamon Kane, writer, director, entrepreneur, and I'm joined with my wonderful co-hostesses.
Yeah.
What's up, Julian? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
How's
making
everybody
it.
today? I'm Julian.
And we got Ricky downstairs.
Literally down here. Hey.
Down there.
Hi, Ricky Z, mom's podcast manager, social media manager.
All the above.
All of the above.
Looking glam tonight. Look at your hair pulled up.
I need to retwist my hair, but okay. I decided to do some makeup today. And
I see. Face beat up tonight.
Just for y'all. Just for y'all.
And then we got Jermaine. Hey, Jermaine.
Hola, minasan. I'm your Jack of 1,000 fandom.
That's right. So tonight's topic, we're going to be discussing Bel-Air / we're going to get into a little Fresh Prince, but we're talking about Bel-Air. If you haven't checked it out yet, you'll find out what we think about it in just a moment. But as usual, we have a drinking game, and grab your cups. When you hear the word Bel-Air,
Blah.
Take a sip with us, please.
Dang, mine's like dripping on me. Damn it.
We took a quiz, and the quiz was which Bel-Air character. Unfortunately, it doesn't pull from the new show yet, Avi, but it tells us which characters do we relate to or correlate who we are.
Hey, Lance got his cup.
Come on, Lance, drink with us. Drink with us.
Yes.
Someone's actually drinking with us. Thank goodness.
I love that. We can't be tipsy by ourselves. It's Monday.
I know.
I'm ready. Give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay, that's fine. And I'm repping my Bel-Air colors, Bel-Air Academy.
Yeah.
You know, it's from Sunnydale High School, but I went there too.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
the Hellmouth. I survived.
Yes, the Hellmouth. Yes. Oh,
what is this? I'm sorry. Is this bad?
Buffy.
Buffy.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, it's processing, y'all. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. My bad, y'all.
It's okay.
Loading. It's loading. But here we go.
Yeah.
So let's see. I don't have my context here, so someone has to do this.
Okay, so Simon took the quiz. If you were in our Facebook group, or if you haven't already, join our Facebook group and join our Facebook page. Like and subscribe. Oh yeah, let's do all the things. Like and subscribe.
Share. Love us more.
Yes. If you're here with us, make sure you take a drink.
Yes.
Whenever it's time, because So we took the quiz. I posted on the Facebook group. And so it's asking us like 5 basic questions and letting us know which Fresh Prince character we are. So Tamon is Miss Ashley Banks. You're sassy but sweet and undeniably cool. Most people would describe you as competitive, and you make sure that your voice is heard in a crowd. Your bubbly energy allows you to make friends easily. I would have to agree with that.
I agree with that too.
I'm here for it. Also, Miss Tatiana Ali.
Tatiana Ali bad.
Afro Latina, yes.
There was this one song that she did that to this day I still kind of sing.
Daydreaming
of it.
No,
it's
still hit.
Is it? Which one? How does it go? I'm sorry, but this thing I don't know the name of it. I just the words that come to me at random, and I'm like, oh, that's right, that's Tatiana Ali.
Yes, that's my gosh, I was into that. I was totally into that as a kid. I wanted that. I think I had that album. That was a good ass album too. Now that I think about it. Okay, so ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is boop. Julian, and this Julian's Carlton.
So I got Carlton Banks.
Go ahead, read it.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry. So might call you preppy or even a bit nerdy. Ugh, there we are. But there's Julian. But you're a clever dude with some pretty fresh dance moves. You have a lot of love to give, which makes you a great friend and family member. I don't know about all the rest of that. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is pretty spot on. Actually, I'm totally Carlton. I was such like a nerdy dorky. My cousins used to call me Technical Man because I was always like, well, technically, I was like, technically with the glasses and everything.
You will act with your family.
I was that geek. Yeah, I was the nerd. I was
not your IT support.
Yeah. I was IT. I was IT when I was like 9 years old.
Okay.
That's precious, actually. I can't deny that. That's kind of precious. All right, so like the next two are going to be very like disappointing because I also got Carlton. Look, I refuse, honestly. I don't think I'm that like nerdy. I don't think I'm like that. I don't know. Maybe I was at some point. I don't agree.
You always have you can always have solutions to things. You're probably great at customer service. Okay.
No, because for me though, like I'm not as outgoing as Carlton. Like I'm the introvert, and he's very outgoing in this show. Actually, in both shows.
Yeah, in both.
In both, he would.
I mean, yeah.
But I don't think any of them were really introverts though. Unless maybe Ashley, only because she was like the youngest. But
I think Ashley was at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know, and maybe like the light skin Aunt Viv.
Mm-hmm. although Hillary, I think she did go through a phase back in the day where she was I'm not.
Hillary's always been bad, and she's known she's been bad, and I don't think she had no problems admitting that she's been a bad bee her whole life.
I know.
Her whole life.
Hillary, stop. I was hoping to get Hillary with that.
Yes.
Clearly, we don't match.
It didn't work out.
And they did such a good job in the new one, but we'll talk about that.
Oh yes. Ooh, I love her. All right. Also.
Oh my God, y'all!
I told you, like we are all
a bunch of Carltons,
and Ashley. How did that happen? I don't understand.
He's like, I'm the princess.
Right. Exactly.
Actually.
Come on, Glasses.
Stop.
You see, I fit him more like anyone else in the panel because I'm geekier and nerdier, most awkward in most situations with most people, but I'm also known to cut a rug.
I love it.
He's like, but I care of a dance floor when I need to.
That's funny. If you guys join our Facebook group, please do. It's called the Geekin Out Crew, and then also like our Facebook page, you can find the quiz on there. So if you go ahead and do that, take the quiz, tell us in the comments what you get. If all of us are Carltons and with a singular Ashley in our lives, let us know. I'm still feeling some type of way about that, honestly.
Me too, slick. I'm calling BuzzFeed and calling their supervisor.
Right.
They wouldn't put me as Hillary. I'm not fashionable and beautiful enough.
Look, one of the questions was like, what would you rather be doing? And like,
it's more like you're not self-absorbed enough.
I guess so. Like one of the questions, like, what would you rather be doing? And I had put like eating, and so like I was thinking maybe they're gonna make me be like Uncle Carl. I mean Uncle Phil. Like Uncle Carl is Family Matters. Uncle Phil
not
is
a fusion of Uncle Phil and Carl Winslow.
Weren't they good buddies in real life?
Okay, Ricky. All right.
Bel-Air.
So father figures. What?
Yeah. Right. Thank you. Okay. Y'all not gonna play me.
Okay. I see you, girl.
Okay.
Not on my temple steps.
Not on my temple steps.
Not on my temple steps.
Ooh.
Hello?
Hello?
That one always just gets me because all I can think is like, being stuck like on the toilet and like all the lights go off. Like, you're like, damn it, I got stuck in the fucking bathroom with the
like, shut up! Hello? What am I supposed to do at that moment?
Okay, so we might have some new friends that are watching us for the first time. So you will hear every once in a while, like just random sayings or lines from TV shows and movies that just crack us, that just tickle us way down deep. Okay, just it's gonna happen. If you want to know what it is, keep watching. Okay.
Yes. We have our own Geeking Out vernacular.
They are our running gags, our inside jokes.
Yes.
Our go-to catchphrases.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, it's a thing.
Become phrases at some point.
Yes.
Ricky, you sort of challenged us in our group today.
What I do?
That you knew all the words to the Fresh Prince theme song.
But she might mop you.
Mm-hmm.
You out here trying to like.
You trying to challenge us?
He's trying to put you on the spot, but she's still gonna win. She's about to be champion this bitch.
Okay.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
On the playgrounds where I spend most of my days.
Hold on.
You cannot look it up.
I'm not looking it up.
No, Jermaine.
Jermaine. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool now, shooting some b-ball outside of the school.
Who was that?
Jermaine.
A couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel-Air." And keep going.
Whistle for a cab, and when it came near.
Stop. I begged and pleaded day after day, and she packed my suitcase and sent me on my way. She gave me a kiss, and then she gave me my ticket. I put my Walkman on. I said,
"Okay, we didn't say we were doing the whole song. I thought we were doing
first class. Yo, this is bad. Drinking orange juice out of a champagne glass. Is this what the people of Bel-Air are living like? This might be all right."
Okay, I don't know where it goes after that. No, I do.
I pulled up.
No. No, I know there's like
now, Jermaine, your part.
We'll take it. Jermaine, go.
Jermaine, go.
Wait, I pulled up.
You know, nope. It's the verse you know.
And now I'm stuck. I'm free. I'm out. I'm done.
I'm done. He's
I
pulled up to
That's not even it though.
I know there's still more in there.
I know.
Well, Ricky, what is it?
Keep going, girl.
Let's see. Then I heard it's bourgeois and all that. Is this the type of place they're gonna send this cool cat? I don't think so. I'll see when I get there. I hope I'm prepared for the Prince of Bel-Air. Yes. There's a whole nother line before you even get to the I pull up. Yeah.
Well, when do we get to that part?
There's like a whole nother verse.
I think there's two actually. There's like another verse.
I mean, well, I'll let y'all go to. I'll let y'all get to that part.
It skips the second verse or something like that.
Yeah, go to that.
Pulling out the album version.
Listen. Ricky's like, that's because I have the album, bitch.
Okay,
so
I have the album version.
Look, I had that Millennium Will 2K album. The best of Will Smith. That was on there.
Yes, it was.
That the whole full song was on. The best of Will Smith album. I think I definitely played that out in 5th grade. And the thing is though, like, you know how they talk about how Will Smith never like cursed in his songs. He had a whole song called "You Saw My Blinker, Bitch." He had a whole If y'all have I'll add it to the group too. Look, you saw my blinker, bitch. Look, talk about some whole
road. When you driving?
Yeah,
I love it.
Like a whole road rage song.
But I think bitch isn't a curse word there. He's not including bitch, and I think ass is technically not a curse word.
No, he's legit calling a person that he's driving past that cut him off a bitch. A whole woman, a bitch. Yes, I promise you, that's what it is.
But that's not a single, is it?
I mean, it was on the best of Will Smith album. I call it a single.
Well, whatever. Will 2K was amazing. That album was great because that song that he had with the Tatiana Lee, with the one that she was featured on with him in that song, was killer. That one was a good one. I remember that one still to this day. Was solid.
Well, we all know that Ricky knows all the words, and she's the hugest Will Smith fan.
I didn't say all that. I'm just saying.
I am.
I didn't say all that. I just said that if that song were to come up, and the first time that folks miss out on those actual verses, I'm gonna laugh in their face. I'm like, y'all.
She wore us out on this song, y'all.
I'm just saying.
That's fine.
I told y'all threw down the gauntlet. You threw down the gauntlet.
She did. There was two verses left, I think, before that last one.
I'm with Jermaine. You slick cheated. Now we didn't talk about the extended version.
He just skipped right to the end.
I'm sorry, but once you know the actual version, that's it. Like you gotta sing the whole thing. There's no. We're not singing the TV version no more. No,
we're past that.
We're past that. We're upgrading now.
Yeah, the show is done.
It's canceled.
Not on TV anymore.
You know what? I agree with her because to this day, if anyone plays like Teen Titans, I have to do the whole song. I hate it when it's like just the TV version. I'm like, nope, you got it wrong.
No T-E-T-N-N T-I-T-A-N-S T Titans. Let's go. No, we're not doing that.
I was trying to sing the LOL Cat song.
Let's go.
Earlier today, and I could not remember it for the life of me. But I knew it very well though for a hot second.
Is she cool? I don't know. Pepper Red, she's like one in a million.
Oh, see, if this was a Pepper Red challenge, I'd have you all. Okay.
No, I know.
Look. I watch too much TV not to remember some lyrics, okay?
Lance said he got Will, fun, loving jokes that gets you in trouble, loving family. Is that true, Lance?
Someone got Will. I'm
glad I get it.
I'm glad
somebody got Will.
Honestly, though, but to be honest, like the album that the Fresh Prince was on, that whole album was that album? Did that album have that song that had where he's saying bitch? I don't think so.
No, like I'm not sure what album that one is on, but that was on the best of album.
I see. Well, the best of usually has like
different
a mix of albums, but definitely the album that the Fresh Prince came out on, that album had not a single curse word on it. I remember that. And I actually liked that album. That album was pretty good. He had one about parents don't understand. Just parents don't understand. Mm-hmm. That was on that album. Yeah, it was.
Yes. And Summertime. That one's good.
Summer. That was good. Where was the Wild Wild West? Because I actually love that song.
Will 2K.
That was
on the Wild Wild West soundtrack. It wasn't
that too.
It wasn't on his
album. You're right.
Time as Will 2K or right before Will 2K.
Right before I hung up.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a whole other thing. Like because Wild Wild West, because Will had like a really big like resurgence back in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Bad Boys.
Mm-hmm. It was way after Bad Boys though.
Because Men in Black brought it back.
No, the Bad Boys,
No, because Men in Black, like Men in Black album. Men in Black had a really good
Men in Black soundtrack.
Then
Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Wild Wild West. Then he did Getting Jiggy with it.
Nah.
Right. Big Willie. That was the thing.
No, that was Willie.
They called me Big Willie. Yeah, Willie.
Yes.
Big Willie style.
Big
Willie. Another year, come on, everyone. The Willie. That was with this bitch from Casey and JoJo. Casey from Casey and JoJo. Oh God.
He was Casey. They were
on that was Cisco and Drew.
That was Cisco.
Was it Cisco?
He was in Wild Wild West. No, that was Wild Wild West.
No, I'm just saying the song that I was just singing.
Oh, yeah.
That was Will Smith and...
I think Casey and JoJo was on that one.
And Cisco and KC. One of... Not all of Drew Hill and not all of Casey and JoJo.
KC, JoJo.
Or maybe it was JoJo. Maybe look it up.
No, Drew Hill did Wild Wild West.
Cisco.
No, this Wild Wild West song was definitely Cisco. The other one, I don't think so.
I thought he did the thong song.
Not the Millennium song.
Well, that was his
That's
song.
The one I was just thinking. I was singing Millennium.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Since we're talking about Cisco and the thong song, because we know that album was called like Return of the Dragon.
Yeah.
And so like there's this whole like funny meme talking about how like Cisco was really like he must have been reading the Game of Thrones book series before it became a TV show. which is why he had his album.
No, they have that all wrong. The thing is that in the style back then in that time, everything had like dragons and like tribal shit on everything. Everything had dragons and tribal shit.
Everybody was trying to be Chinese or Asian. Everybody was trying to be Asian.
That was just the style, so they were just kind of like rolling with it. They had that shit on everything.
I'm sorry, black folks, but we should not be wearing kimonos like that.
Is that cultural appropriation?
It kind of is, though.
I feel like we can't do that. Just like we black people can't be racist. I feel like we can't culturally appropriate.
We can, because not all culture is our culture.
Watch.
Now,
Casey and Will Smith, Will 2K. Sorry.
Okay, so there you go. But okay, so the thing is though, because there are also black people in multiple different ethnicities, but like black Americans that were just straight up like taking things from Asian culture and not really knowing what they were for.
Come on a bun.
Right. Pulling a Gwen Stefani with a little bindi on her forehead. Right. Look, she had a whole machismo thing going on too. Look.
No, I hear it.
Look,
but
that's the whole thing with Gwen Stefani.
But it was a little bit of appropriation, I suppose, at the time.
Yeah.
I think it was just more like it was, you know, because they were jumpsuits. Everything was a jumpsuit, but it had Asian motifs on everything. You know what I mean? I had like.
And what says black?
Like, huh?
I said, what says black than the jumpsuit?
All right, and let's get going. All right,
I think it's time for a commercial.
It really is, to be honest.
It wasn't about that at all. I meant, like, you know,
we're gonna do
like
the
track suits.
I didn't mean to.
All right, we'll be right back. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Yes. Okay, so I guess if we're explaining commercial, that's my commercial.
Oh yeah, tell us about it.
You know, I do podcast management, some social media, some social media on the side that's part of my package. But yeah, so Ricky's Z social media, mainly focusing on podcast management. If you have an idea, want to do something like this, like Geeking Out or the show that I produce, No Clue, reach out to me at RZWARE at RickyZSocialMedia.com. That's RICKEY. Or reach out to me to any of the social media platforms that I'm currently on, which is a lot of them.
Pretty much all of them. You can show up to her house. You
might get jumped. I'm sorry. Don't do it. Me and my goons don't play. Don't do it.
I need a podcast.
If you cannot find her email, just write her a letter the way you
look. Pigeon before you come to my house. Send me a messenger pigeon. Right. No, but for all, I got look.
963.
Right. Yes. Okay. So, come on, Timon. You running this?
Yeah. So tonight, as you already know, we're going to be discussing the remake to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air called Bel-Air. That was twice, by the way.
Yes.
The Fresh Prince.
I believe it would be more of a spiritual reboot.
Aye, there he is. Okay, actual man.
I don't know about a reboot.
I don't think it's a reboot.
Because Will Smith is not in it.
He said spiritual reboot.
A spiritual reboot.
I would say a reincarnation.
Technically, Will Smith is in it, and he's the executive producer.
But I would still say reincarnation because they did it. I've had mentioned it before.
A reimagining, if you will.
Yeah. A reimagining.
I would say it was a reimagining because.
But they also did it very step by step, at least in the first episode.
Yeah.
A dramatic retelling of the story.
Yes. There you go.
Oh, bitch! Yeah, it is though because before was.
It really. It is. That's really.
It's a remake. It's definitely a remake. Thank you.
Look, Timon's fed up.
We have all these private conversations that you guys will get to see in the future, if you do what you're supposed to do. But we're not going to talk about that yet. But we have our Geeking Out After Dark, and we go in about the quality of entertainment. And we have these real great conversations about are certain reboots or remakes or whatever you want to call them, is it needed? And does it bring value to the space that we're in? And is it entertaining? And honestly, I'm really proud of Bel-Air.
I am too. Like, I'm really down for this take of it.
They do so many great things where they elevate what we currently have. Like, the storyline is there. The bones of the original are there, but the characterizations are still there to a degree. My favorite is Hillary. Hillary was blonde. Not blonde, but well, she was light-skinned,
blonde-like.
A little ditzy.
Can I say how glad and proud I am that they dug up Coco Jones out of the deep, dark recesses of Disney history?
Look, so Coco's been around for a minute now. Coco's been on her move. Yes, I love Coco Jones. Yeah, so like if she's not really in TV, she hasn't really been in TV. But if you go on YouTube and TikTok, like, she's been around. She's just trying to get her foot back in the door. Which, thank God for this, because she deserves.
Yeah, like, she's gorgeous, right? She's chocolatey beautiful, and that's the difference from the original Hillary, which is cool to see that. Either way, it's fine, you know what I'm saying? But it's great to see that they're really
it's a dark-skinned family with like actual dark-skinned children. Like,
how that makes sense,
right? Like, you have like two dark-skinned parents, and like maybe like Ashley's probably the lightest out of the three children.
Yes, as of now, because she's gonna grow up some more.
Yeah.
But Hillary, if you remember the original, Hillary was into media. By the end of it, she was doing broadcasting and media and things of that nature. But they made that so current and made her an influencer. But she's a chef. And I said, that is so unique and so cool. A woman influencer chef, that is so cool to see her doing that. And I don't know how old she is, because, you know, Black Don't Crack. She could have either been in high school with them or she could have been in college. I don't know what she was, which is fine. I know she's the older sister.
I think she's older. I think she's supposed to be like out of high school, but not necessarily have gone to college.
Okay, so not 21 yet.
She's in a gap year.
Like just didn't actually.
Oh, gap year.
She's
so she is in that
year.
19, 20
ish
range. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. That's longevity. I think she's very well casted. She's beautiful, and her dress that she had on in the pilot for that party that they had at the house was slamming. Who's next? Who want to take what other characters you guys stood out to you?
Jeffrey.
Ooh.
Ooh. Change up on Jeffrey. Ooh. Man.
I like it though.
Okay, so when Jeffrey first showed up for me, I went, oh no, it's Bushmaster.
Is everybody okay? Wait a minute.
Luke,
yes. Hot. It gets hot when you talk about Jeffrey. We all understand.
Yes.
Well, I remember this person. They casted him very well.
You did. And
yes, Julia.
It's hot.
They casted the hell out of Jeffrey. From the accent. I don't have to go. Okay, sorry. They did a really good job. And I like how his character, he's basically Alfred from Gotham. And I love that for him.
Me too.
What about you, Ricky? Who stood out for you?
No.
Look, I'm trying to multitask. Sorry, y'all. But no. So I'm waiting to see more of Ashley. Now, I understand because Ashley is the youngest, and honestly, we don't in the original we don't see her so much outside of just like being like the one cousin that gets along with Will so well. I'm ready to see that relationship unfold. But Carlton.
Agreed.
Man, Carlton's so different, but so the same.
Exactly. Okay. So before we get into Carlton, I like how Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil aren't one-dimensional anymore. We're getting more of them and more complexities out the gate.
Yeah.
And like there's reason for that. Like and it was like something that was mentioned. I think I read something that Will Smith said. It was like the fact that with like a sitcom, you had like 22 minutes to get through a story, whereas with an hour-long drama, like you can get like several episodes, storylines in one go, and you're starting to see more of those characters fleshed out. But with Carlton, I was reading like an article and reading the comments. You know, you're not supposed to read the comments because everybody's a damn fool in the comments. But they're talking about how like Carlton's so different and they don't like this Carlton. I'm like, that Carlton's actually very true to form if you take out the fact that it's supposed to be family television and a laugh track. Like if you didn't have the comedy and the fact that it's supposed to be a family show, I truly think Carlton would have been like that.
Even more so in the 90s. Yeah, even more so in the 90s, he would have been just like that. And me and my best friend Marcus was talking about how him doing drugs actually makes sense. It's just he's so perfect that he has to have an imperfection.
Right.
A vice. And I thought that was cool.
But also take note that the drug of choice, of course, cocaine, the richest rich person drug.
He said it was Xanax. So yeah, but I felt like it's more than that.
We know it's not Xanax.
It's not Xanax.
No.
But I don't know anybody who snorts that Xanax. You got that shit. You a rich person. You got that prescribed. Okay.
Yeah.
You just take that shit. Pop a pill. You pop a pill. Exactly. You good to go. You don't have to do all the work of mashing it up and
then sniffing it. That was definitely cocaine.
So like the way that like right now he looks like the villain, but and I understand that, but at the same time I'm thinking to myself like this Carlton and the TV show Carlton they're both entitled. They're both like sipping the Kool-Aid of capitalism and trying popular and into the things that they're
in with the white kids.
White friends are really into.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. I was pissed.
And the way that he's very much antagonizing and belittles Will, like he does that in the sitcom.
He does, but it has more of the laugh track feel versus really shady and digging.
Right.
That's the only difference is just that if it didn't have the laugh track, it would have just sounded really shady and digging though. So
exactly. Because I can totally see sitcom Carlton letting his white friends in the locker room say the N-word.
Yes.
I can totally see that.
Which pissed me off. Okay, and Will was right.
I cannot rember because that's one of the things that I remember watching the whole thing. They did everything exactly the same because they had Carlton and Will in the original. They have a tiff over something like this. It's not exactly that somebody says the N-word and Carlton like signs off on it, but it's something very very similar.
Race related that he allows.
It's very race related that he allows to happen, and Will's like, no, this isn't how it's supposed to be. That's one of their very first like conflicts.
So the thing is that like we don't see a lot of those deep topics really happening until later in the series. We don't see that right out the gate, and that's what I like about this series is that this is very much more realistic because it's not focusing on making it look family friendly and pulling a certain type of demographic in to watch it because that's where the money is.
It's not whitewashed.
It's not.
Things are a little different now.
Even from the beginning when he was in West Philly,
I love
the basketball storyline
I love that background. Like I love getting that background of him. Like you actually get to see him. You got to actually get to see Will in Philly and like what's Philly Will
his life before he moved.
Right.
Also, little coin offs like when he's playing basketball and he's yelling. The way he yells is exactly the way Will Smith, the actor, the person yells, and it all throughout.
He studied. You can tell he studied him for sure.
Yeah, you could tell he got him down to a T. And there was little isms that
but
really
shout out to like the editing and the writing because they wrapped that I'm in Philly stuff up and moved us right along to the story. They did it perfectly. Enough time was spent in Philly for us to understand he was this king here. He was challenged. His life is in threat. Now let's get to the actual show of him adjusting to Bel-Air. And we'll go back to Philly later on in the season. I love it. They were so smart.
Also, I like that Philly feels alive and like a character of its own.
Yeah,
and I like
they did that really well.
That come from Philly and the sort of the dramatic squeeze that it put Will in. Because originally, in the original series, he moves to Bel-Air and it's just him adjusting to Bel-Air. It doesn't feel like he left anything important behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
But in this series, not only has he left his reputation and his sort of his basketball life, but he also left his best friend in the crosshairs of the most dangerous dude I've ever seen, Rashad.
Right. That whole like one little fight, my mom got scared. Like that was
a cute little line too.
I mean, like,
it was a few throw offs like that.
But like the fact, like that's not like one little fight right there, and your mom was scared for a legit reason to send you all the way to like that makes more sense to me now. Like I'm sending my son all the way to California
with Boys to Men.
Right, but no, because this drug dealer is about to has him on like a hit list right now. Like literally. That makes way more sense to me for me to move my son out across country.
Wait, didn't Jazzy Jeff die in the original? In this, he lost a friend somewhere along the line in the original. I remember that. No,
Jazzy was alive towards the end of the series, so I don't know about that. Yeah, Jazzy was alive. Hillary lost her fiance at some point.
I
can't remember. I feel like okay. So I only say that because I keep getting these hints that his friend here is gonna die, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that was like a story arc within the original.
Yeah, Trey. So okay. For those, I hate to do this, but for those of you that have not seen yet, but hopefully you will soon. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Oh no. Okay, see, I only watched the first episode. Stop.
No.
Okay, so
this happens in the first episode.
The first or second, but
this is the first episode. This happens.
So right now Trey doesn't die, but Trey knows that he's in danger, and Trey is
I don't even know if he's gonna die. To be honest, I said that as I'm saying that only remembering. That's
not to say that he's not in the clear. I'm not saying he's in the clear. I'm just saying he's not. He has not died in the first few episodes, but he's well aware that there is trouble brewing in West Philly, and Will is safer on the other side of the country right now.
Yeah. Versus himself is not, but
himself.
But my thing was just I could swear that in the original Fresh Prince that they had some story arc where he lost one of his really good friends. Something like this. You know what I mean? Like
maybe
violence, but I can't remember. Exactly.
I remember there being an episode where Trey comes to Bel-Air.
Maybe that's what it is, and
it's after Will has been there.
Yeah.
So Will
is a couple seasons in
life in Bel-Air.
Yeah, I just remember
Trey comes up, but Trey is super in, but also has gotten in with wrong crowd or whatever. So he's trying to rip the Bankses off.
That's what
or something like that, and Will won't stand for it. And he's come on, it's us, it's me. What's the holdup? Let's just do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of small, but that's that. Okay, so that's kind of what I was gonna say is that they did a really good job of putting a lot of milestone moments throughout Fresh Prince into just the first episode almost. Which kind of goes to what we were saying before about how we don't have anything original. Or rather, when we get our reboots, they shouldn't draw them out. They should just give us all everything at once, kind of a thing. To kind of if you're here for the nostalgia, give us the good parts of the nostalgia, and then get creative after that. I think they really did that here because there was also the moment where he talks about I never had a dad, blah 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 blah, which harkens back to Will Smith's his iconic speech on that show that he did off the cuff about his own dad, never being there, and how heartfelt that was. And so like they even made that moment in Bel-Air. So it's just like, oh, I can see how they're hitting all the key parts of the show.
And they didn't just wedge it in. It felt appropriate. It just made sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I completely agree with you. Every nuance or nostalgic moment from the previous show that they gave us in this episode, it was great. I think he said in Westwood they were born and raised, something like that. Just a shoot off line.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
Yeah. We were saying it before, but when he's flying to LA. He's got orange juice in a champagne glass, which is one of the lines in the song.
Small, beautiful moments like that.
Yeah, and I also enjoyed that how like they're fleshing it out, fleshing these little tidbits that we know from the original, because there's so many things from the original that like these just kind of the way they are, and we know like, oh, he's just a kid from West Philly. He's moved to his rich uncle's place in Bel-Air, and his cousins, and like he kind of has an adversarial thing with one cousin. Like there's so many things that like that they flesh out more in just these few episodes that they've already done that I'm really enjoying. And like they even have like a character that we see really early on. So like Lisa. So Lisa in the original is Nia Long, and we don't see her until like later on in the series. But in this one, Lisa is like in the first episode, and she's still like a love interest for Will, but also there's a little bit of a catch to it, and it's very interesting to see the dynamics and why certain people have bad blood right now.
Although the only thing is that dynamic, I'm pretty sure, was also in the original when they first introduced her. When she was very, very first introduced, I think that dynamic was also there. Briefly, but obviously, who won, right? But
Nobody.
Nobody won anything.
Their parents got married instead.
Yeah.
Except for some Bel-Air, but you know.
What I did really like also was I liked how Unbiv also showed her vulnerability side, and like I had to adjust to being here too. I'm Philly too. Don't forget that.
Right.
I had to adjust to being in this lifestyle too. And she gave him tips on how to do that. I thought that was so cool that we actually got another side of Unbiv. We knew she was from Philly because she didn't mind getting nobody together.
Right. And that's like something that we really say a lot.
Is it weird that I thought she was wrong for that one moment where she told him, you know what I mean? Kind of like learn to live with it instead of fight against it. Instead of stand your ground.
Her viewpoint of adapting.
You have to adapt.
Oh, well, yeah, because like,
I get it.
She's struggling too.
I know, I get it.
She's low-key struggling.
I get it, but I'm just like, it that bothers me. Only because I'm just like, I hate that.
So was it just me, or did Aunt Viv sound like original dark-skinned Aunt Viv? Like they have the same voice?
Oh yes,
yeah,
that dark raspy voice and just
beautiful chocolate skin. I can't.
No, not just similar. The same voice.
No, they sound exactly the same.
No, she must have studied.
That's what I'm saying. They did a really good job studying their.
You know what? I also like how Uncle Phil in the original always seemed annoyed with Will. In this one, this Phil ain't playing no games with him, but he's also sort of compassionate. But he's holding him accountable every step of the way.
But to be honest, okay, so go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
I was gonna say, go.
No, I like how more complex Uncle Phil is.
Layered. You're right.
He's very much more layered. Like we get from the jump.
Thank you. Layered.
Yes, we get from the jump that he's from the country, and he's like he's kind of trying to pull yourself up by your bootstraps story to kind of, because he's running for
assistant AD.
DA.
DA.
Okay, DA. He's running for DA, so he kind of trying to play on that, pull you up by your bootstraps, but I'm also for the people. I'm also for the culture, and he's trying to balance that out. And plus, he's trying to balance that out what he grew up with, and like Will is more of a representation of that, and then his actual current life and his children and what his children like, the way that like Carlton is. Like, he is your privileged, well-to-do boy, and like he's trying to balance those two parts of himself, and it's like you're gonna see some conflict.
See his connection to things like what Will's going through, because if they get a whiff of that, he'll lose his shot.
Yeah,
they'll rag on that and make it lose.
But that speaks to another level of his.
And can we have a shout out to the costuming department, because they did phenomenal across the board.
Ooh, them suits.
Well, okay, almost across the board.
At that pool party.
Who you gonna shade, Jermaine?
Man, that was Carlton so fresh.
Carlton was so fresh at
this everybody in the show.
He was so fresh, but I like it. I like that he would be so fresh.
I love it.
But it also kind of speaks to the fact that he will bring you excellence every time.
More cool things to wear than Hillary.
Yeah.
Can I say something that may be bad?
Okay.
I didn't think that.
Say it.
What's her name? What's her character? I didn't think that Lisa was given. I didn't think Lisa was given what she was supposed to be given with this Easter Sunday dress. I was not here for it.
Oh, I heard it. I was too old. It was that denim dress. It was that denim dress, that denim skirt.
No, I'm talking about at the fundraiser. She on this little flowery dress that you wear at church when you're 7. I was sick of it.
Well, also her denim skirt also says Church Lady Sunday.
It does. Thank you. Like we're going to a convention.
But I think that's the point though, because she says that she's not a rich kid.
Who we poured it out? Who we poured it out for, Jermaine? Who we poured it out for?
For the third button on Uncle Phil's shirt, because it was screaming to be full, like right here on his chest. It was like
that's the button I'm hoping to pull off. Are you kidding?
You were all just
like, they were like, Uncle Phil's pretty fat right now. I know he should be wearing extra large shirts. Let's give him medium.
He should be wearing extra smalls, and then they should just come on.
Okay, but can we talk about how when Uncle Phil and Jeffrey are just chilling out, playing pool, drinking some scotch,
Maxim relaxing, all cool and all.
They are so fine. They are so fine. They are so fine. I just need to throw that out there. I haven't decided if I actually like Uncle Phil yet as a character. I will not deny the fact that he is fine.
That has nothing to do with anything.
That's nothing to do with anything.
I can do good all the time. Does that sound weird?
I can admit that the man is fine. They just
he probably does actually
smell like
man cocoa butter,
like that woodsy bourbon type thing.
Oh yeah,
tobacco and bourbon cologne.
Ooh,
for sure.
Let me stop.
Ricky, no!
Ricky, no!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let me bring them up.
Look, stop.
That's it, Ricky. Is that it, Ricky?
That's it right there. Look. Man, they look fine.
I will say this across the board. This is a very attractive ass cast.
Yeah. Ooh, it is.
We did so good for that.
It is.
Yeah. We did so good for that.
Agreed.
Okay. They in there.
Even
everybody.
You know what? I'm so mad about it because the current Will still has the old Will's cheekbones. I'm like, bitch. Even
the whole face.
Even
a reconstruction.
Yeah.
His cheekbones are the same. The ears aren't. I wish the ears were, but
the ears are huge.
Yo, this is my favorite part. Are you kidding? That's Will Smith's cutest thing. Like, oh god, his ears are my favorite part.
What I like is that this Will has way more swag than sitcom Phil. I mean, not Phil. Will. Sitcom Will had swag, but this one right here
is much more
super swaggy. I feel like he's super swaggy.
I'm sorry, Mike Lowry is always gonna be Mike Lowry.
Really?
Will Smith. I think that he had. Now I think Uncle Phil in the new one outswags the old Uncle Phil and Jeffrey.
Rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
To old Uncle Phil.
Oh shit. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
James Avery. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was an elder on Charmed.
Mm-hmm.
He's a black elder for real. Then
He is a black. He's an elder. He's up there in Wakanda.
He's an elder. Period.
He's a black elder for real. He is.
Period. Wait, don't we have a thing for that?
Oh, we do.
Chadwick.
He's an elder.
Listen, he's an elder.
Period.
There it is. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, they were speaking of that. They were saying that Hillary was a little hood. I said, I don't think so. I think she's what a black girl her age is right now.
She's a black girl her age.
I don't think she's hood. I think she's
connected.
She's not a valley girl. She's not a valley girl, but
I'm so glad they didn't give us
that's the thing of like sitcom
influencer from LA.
Right.
They would have made her a mean girl. You already know it.
Right.
And the other thing is like they expected her to act like a valley girl, but you know what I mean? But that culture these days has
but currently that's what valley girls are like.
Visco girls.
Visco girls.
That's what they're like down there, especially if they're under the age of 20.
But like this one is way more like well-rounded. Like the fact that she immediately, it's like in the first episode when you meet Hillary in the sitcom, she's like, who's this? Why is this guy here? Whereas the one in Bel-Air is like, oh my gosh, cousin Will,
baby boy.
Yes, like I'm currently streaming right now, but look, come get in the stream with me real quick, and I'm gonna help. Any cute, I'm gonna get you dressed. Let's do this. Like I love this Hillary.
Me too.
But like not even that.
Her self-absorption isn't so.
She's not self-absorbed, but like she's very well-rounded, honestly. Like
she's an influencer who wants a platform, a real
right. But like,
and I love how they show her mom being against her as well, because I'm like, because it speaks to that.
It's a mother-daughter dynamic that we don't often see that much, and I think that's cool to see that there.
I think that's so cool because you see Vivian wanting to support her, but in a way that looks limiting for her, and for Hillary, she wants to make a name for herself, but she truly wants to do it in a way that in her own way. Like she wants to be a chef, she wants to cook, she has a following. Like that's very modern right now.
That's why I loved it. It was so good to do that.
It does. It speaks to that gap between kind of like the boomers, I guess, and then like your Gen Z, millennials, and things, where we realize that things are on social media and these days. That's where it's at. That's where the money is. But it's funny because boomers still kind of look at us like, what are you guys doing on you're on the phones all day. What are you doing? Go out and get a real job, which is essentially that dynamic.
I have a real job and I'm also on my phone.
It's being on my phone is part of my job.
A boomers versus zoomers type thing, because Carlton makes fun of her for YouTube money too.
For doing what?
But then that's another thing. But no,
Carlton's on the sauce. But Carlton was on the sauce.
Carlton's on the sauce though. He's drinking the elitist sauce, which is the
he was drinking the elitist sauce in the sitcom, and he's drinking the elitist sauce in the drama. Okay,
exactly. So of course he's going to side with his parents, because you know what I mean. His parents have this view. He's going to also reflect that view, because that's how Carlton has always been. You know what I mean? He's always been that person.
Another small layer of perfect writing, directing, and casting. Like it feels so original, but it feels so familiar.
They kept true to a lot of things. They just made them a little bit more current. Because even Uncle Phil, like the way he is still annoyed by Will in a way. You get me? He still gets annoyed by Will. It's just that now we see why. What it takes anymore? Well, to be honest, but he was mad about he was upset with Will over the exact same things though. It's because Will wasn't high class. Will's behavior is what set him off all the time. But when we had nothing but the laugh tracks, we didn't care to really connect those two things. But it was just the fact that Will wasn't acting elitist, essentially. He wasn't acting too high class enough for Uncle Phil in the original, throughout the entire original. That was really the only problem. It wasn't necessarily that he was too goofy. It's just that he wasn't high class enough. He could be goofy and not be high class.
So something that is slightly different from the sitcom is how, with Will in the sitcom, he's kind of able to you can tell that he doesn't fit in, but he makes up for it by like being extremely cool and different from everybody else there, and so folks gravitate towards him. Whereas Will here, he's trying to be that cool, charismatic person that he normally is, like he was in West Philly, and it's not necessarily working. Granted, there are events that prevent that from happening, but like it's going to take him longer to feel like he fully belongs in Bel-Air and Bel-Air Academy. And I'm interested to see how that'll turn out.
Me too.
I'm excited for that.
It's gonna definitely be interesting.
Yes, I think this also happens.
This time around, Will isn't the breath of fresh air for all of the preps at Bel-Air Academy.
No, because they're in the locker room saying the N-word. So
they're gonna. That's the thing. That's one of the dramas I like that they're gonna put here is they're gonna show how they're going to step on Will, and if anything, it shows just exactly how much that happens in real life.
Well, and then that actually speaks to the times in the sense that like we're coming up with you have to face the fact that like the hip hop, even like back from the 90s, like the hip hop that is what's considered like vulgar and is usually censored, like the biggest consumers of that music isn't Black people.
Nope.
The ones that's paying all that money is not Black people or not the Black consumers. It's the white consumers, and it's your white boys from the suburbs that are the biggest consumers of hip hop, honestly. And that makes it way more obvious now in these initial scenes where you have like this one black kid, one dark-skinned Black kid of all things, in the middle of a bunch of white kids in the locker room. The darkest of dark kids. I like that though. I like that he's dark skinned.
Oh my god, I love that they're all chocolatey.
I love that they're all chocolate.
Me too.
But like one Black kid in the center of a bunch of white teen boys, and they're saying the N-word, and he's just, he's doing all of it.
But it's funny, but it's also because it's like what I love about it is that it also speaks to Carlton's like issues where he is. He's growing up in a all-white suburb, upper class, not even middle class,
not even
upper
suburb.
Class, fucking like area environment. Where else is he going to get these little bits of his own culture from? You get me?
The people who appropriate it.
The people who are appropriating it, who are the only people who are going to resonate with him in that way. So it's like I can see how, because you can even see it in that scene. He's vibing the shit out of it, and they're saying things that they shouldn't be saying. But for him, it's like, well, who else am I ever going to?
That's
vibe
a good
like
case for him. That was good, Julia.
No,
that's a really strong case.
No, because I say that because I grew up that way, bitch. I know what it's like. People who never like listen to the same music that I did and things like that. So I would vibe with people differently, and like you kind of let things go almost. You know what I mean? Well, not like that, but I can understand where he would, because it's like, okay, I can see this because like you obviously can't relate.
But then it's weird because the scene before at the party, he was like, "We are the picture of Black excellence." But your actions sort of speak against that. But...
Well, of course. But then therein lies one of the issues.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, so this is for those of you that have only seen the first episode. But if you go a couple episodes later, and there's a situation where Carlton and his best friend Connor's white preppy dude, they do something that's really detrimental to Will and could get him like really messed up. And the way that Carlton had to explain to his friend Connor, who is so like entitled and just so like detached from anything outside of his bubble, he was like, I don't think you understand what the issue here is. Like, my dad was able to win these cases for civil rights, all this other stuff. And my mom is a Black mom. You don't play with a Black mom. And like, it didn't occur to his friend who's known since he was a child.
That you are Black. Right,
that you are Black, and like, your parents are different. Your parents are going to handle things differently.
Can I tell you a really quick random story?
Okay, hold on.
Save it for the after show.
in the same vein, I can't wait to see that episode. But in the same vein, okay, how many of you have white friends?
Have what?
Just show of hands.
I have what? White what? Because I have white things.
Friends?
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, white friends.
White friends.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah. We're not Southern.
Have you ever been did you have the white friends when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I was
have
one
you
of 5
ever
brown
been
people.
present when your white friend yelled back at their parents and like either cussed at them or just told them that they're not going to do something, and you were just sitting there like, oh, it's about to go down, and nothing happened, and you were like,
oh yeah.
And then nothing goes down. That one where the moment you
like I was like, do I need to leave? Things about to start flying.
I've had some that would usually occur more when those friends were white boys as opposed to white girls.
bitch, you just add that layer. Yes.
Particularly when they're talking to their mothers.
Bitch, you just added another one. Yes.
But also, like, as someone who grew up in predominantly white areas, not necessarily, high end of middle class, but like I had friends that are like towards like they were more middle class than anything. Some of them might step that line, but also some of them had Southern mothers.
Oh.
So it really depends. So particularly like depending how old those Southern mothers were. So if those Southern mothers were a little older in age, you wouldn't really be able to play that. Maybe some of the younger ones, but not the older ones. Just saying.
Well, my friend, she her mother was white, but her stepfather was black, and so my mama wasn't going at all. My mama was not going at all, and she was my best friend, and so I don't know. I don't have that part of the story, but I don't.
It's okay. It's all right. Consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself lucky. It's okay.
Hello.
You don't have to worry about it.
Really, like I really got Jenna. No.
Oh, how about this? So you want to do something. Your friends are like, oh, we're going to go to somewhere, anywhere. And you're like, oh, no, I can't. My mom said I have to stay home to do whatever. And they're like, just do it. Tell her to go where she can go and just do it. It's your life.
No, it's not.
Which mother do you know where you can say that?
Right.
I can do what I want. You don't run my life.
No.
I actually do.
I wash your drawers.
So luckily, like, surprisingly, none of my white friends in childhood would do that. But my children's father is very quick to do that. In his adulthood, what are they gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. He's very quick to just kind of like do whatever. For those that have never seen my children's father, he's white. Very much middle class, well-to-do, privileged. He's learning. But he's very quick to be like, I think like if he had planned, actually, hold on, quick story. So
she's like, wait, I have a real life example.
So
I don't even to make this one up.
So like he has no problem with like maybe randomly in the middle of the week booking a vacation and then like taking off from work. No big deal. Whatever. And for me though, on the other hand, I'm like, I can't do that. That's gonna put people in a bind. I can't do that. No, just take off. Just call in sick. Just call in sick. I'm like, no, I can't do that. But no, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. I'm not gonna say any more about that anymore because
it's okay, girl.
I don't know. We could be getting into a lot of different layers.
It's the white boy that only thinks about himself type of thing. That's it. That's all it is.
Ricky, as the only one who's a parent on this channel,
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for your first FU, Mom?
From who?
He's like, not my children.
Not my children.
Not on my temple step.
Definitely not on my temple step. So backtrack on my children's white father. If they were to do that in front of him, say "F you, Mom," he would be the one to knock them 10 years back. Okay, so he wouldn't play. So I'm like, whose children are you talking about? Because it's not gonna be mine. It's not gonna be mine.
F you, Mom. You don't run my life.
Who?
She said,
I don't care if that door is locked. It's gone. The door's gone. The door's gone, and you must be gone.
No, my children know better. Honestly, granted, though, they're not teenagers yet. So they're not teenagers yet. But
where?
Never, nowhere.
Not on my temple steps.
Not on my temple steps.
F you, Mom. Hello?
Who? Hello?
Hello?
They say it and all the lights go off. And then their kids, they're like, hello?
Hello?
Mom?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you just fucked up.
You gonna get some Los Matos and Cindy is somewhere else. This is not gonna be the place.
Los Matos, get it out of here.
Burn it with fire.
The wall.
Look, in Cyndia, we're gonna burn that with fire. We're not doing that in my house, my temple steps, none of that stuff. No.
You're gone.
No. My children know better.
Mm-hmm.
My children know better, and but also like I don't personally curse like that, but like they listen to some of the music where there may be some cursing in it, or like some podcasts I listen to or they curse in it. And I'm like, we know not to repeat these words. Like, yes, Mom. Okay, great.
Never this podcast. We don't.
They don't listen to this podcast. No, they only get to hear the mom side of this podcast. But no, they don't get to listen. They don't watch this podcast. I don't think, honestly, I don't even think they would really want to listen to Mom talk about anything. To be quite
especially not about Uncle Phil and this new in this. Julian.
Yes.
What are your final thoughts about Bel-Air? And what do you
Daddy Phil real quick?
Zaddy Phil.
Zaddy Phil.
Zunkle Phil.
Zunkle Phil. Did not think of these things.
Zunkle Phil.
Zaddy Phil. You animal.
Okay, so how do I
body roll?
Final thoughts. It was very well done, I have to say. This was very, very well done. All of the coin, all the like the hats off to like the Easter eggs to the old show.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Even the characterizations, great. They kept the essence of every character really well, even though they kept everything kind of modern. So I was here for it. Every little bit, I was just like, oh, because I love Fresh Prince and I love fucking Will Smith. So I was looking at it with a very critical eye. Gets my approval.
So how many stars?
Oh, sorry. Oh, I get stars, numbers. What are we doing?
Out of
5. Yeah, stars.
1 to 5 stars. I'm gonna give it a 5. Actually, Ashley could have used some work though. Ashley's introduction was like. She's like, hi, I'm Ashley. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm an environmentalist and all these other things all at once. And it's like, that was a lot for right there.
And like, you don't see, she doesn't do much for a while.
Yeah, you've only said 3 things.
And dirt later, whatever.
These are the only things you say. Like, this was too much at once. So, but 5 stars for sure.
Jermaine?
Huh. Oh, I'd give it a 5. This is the first and only time. Okay, so y'all didn't see this, but after I watched the first episode, I went straight to Facebook, straight to Twitter, and I was like, of all the things I've ever seen on Peacock, this is the only thing that made me go, you know what? Let me get a Peacock subscription. Like anything else.
Because I've heard some other good stuff on there. But I love
that. There's a lot of good stuff on there.
I've heard great things about Yellowstone.
But I don't feel obligated to get a premium subscription. But for this show, I would.
Free, but I don't think I would have it if it wasn't free.
How do you get it free?
Yeah.
Will you have like Xfinity?
If they didn't rope me with that first episode, I would have been like,
Wait, do you get it for free if you have Optimum?
Xfinity something like the X3 or something.
But only Xfinity,
they give you this little box and you get premium.
Oh, then no, never mind. No.
Oh, I'm not gonna pay for it.
You know, that's your cable provider that they have.
So like the thing is, it's probably right now it's the cheapest subscription you can have.
They are.
It's like $5.
Yeah, it's $4.99.
Right. So as opposed to like
ads.
I could deal with ads. I don't want ads.
I could deal with
deal with commercials.
Thank you.
Now Netflix over here trying to charge me about however much now. Look,
$20.
Look, you ain't got no real good content out there like that.
I'm watching Ozark.
Oh, anyway. Netflix doesn't have all the good content anymore.
It ain't popping like that no more. I'm sorry, and especially since a lot of these networks.
No, because everyone has their own streaming system.
Everyone has their own.
Yeah.
Like
they taking away American Horror Story. I was like, oh.
I'm done. Cancel my subscription today.
I knew when they took Charmed off. I was like, oh.
Yes.
Oh wait, they took Charmed off of that?
The real Charm, yeah.
Oh,
okay. And that's probably because
the real Charm.
the only one.
Not the remake. It's a real one.
The shade of it all. Ooh, let me find that button. Look, see, I'm not gonna get ready. I gotta get. If I don't get
shade.
Look, where is it? Where's my shade button? There it is.
The shade
of it all. Look, if I stay ready, I gotta get ready.
Okay.
So like, but the thing is, so back to Netflix. So like, they're losing things because either it's going to their contract is ended, so like a lot of things are going to HBO Max. All of the DC stuff is going to HBO Max. I think a lot of the WB stuff is going to HBO Max.
Yep. Miss Disney Plus is getting her things.
Disney Plus got getting her things.
Collecting.
Yes, they bought out Fox. So that won't be long now.
Give me all of these things.
Right.
I need American Horror Story. I need these Defenders, Jessica Jones. I need all these Marvel little shows. Come on.
So I'm not quite sure.
Are about to revert back to Disney.
Are they though? Are they really though? Because those are truly Netflix shows though.
Which ones? Oh yeah, some of them are actually
Netflix. They were truly Netflix shows, but as reported by Comic Book Resources, they're actually about to get taken off of Netflix, and
they're already
about to acquire them.
But then again, we are talking about Disney, the ruthless fucking Disney, because
it's capitalism.
Oh my god, what did I say about them before? Because they did something amazing.
Look, I can't be mad at Disney. Because they've done right by me for the last 12 years.
That's what I'm saying. The Mandalorian.
Yes, they are big and conglomerative. But I feel like they are the most necessary of the evils. It's not like
that's fine.
They're truly horrible.
Yeah. Just entertain me. Netflix has 5 Marvel shows, and the article came out last week. They're gone.
They're about to, because they're all going to go to.
And guess what? They all those stars have cameos in upcoming Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone.
They're going to go to Plus. All the DC stuff is going to HBO Max. Anything on the CW though is probably CBS, Paramount Plus, Peacock, all them.
AMC,
mm-hmm.
Netflix. You got to start pumping out. But Netflix
maybe that's why Netflix.
Ryan Murphy, Shonda Rhimes.
Mm-hmm.
They got
they're losing contracts
on their own material.
Yeah. And what was it? Oh,
wait. I'm sorry. They have contracts with Shonda Rhimes.
They have Shonda Rhimes left ABC. Ryan Murphy left FX. Those are 2 heavy hitters.
Yeah. Ooh, but that's
no.
See, the reason I'm sure with American Horror Stories, that's probably gonna go because that's all through Hulu.
Yes, Fox, FX, yeah.
Yeah, because Hulu, FX, and Fox are all exactly.
Take it.
Yes, so because Disney has owned Fox now, and the FX, they're gonna station most of that stuff to Hulu now.
Mm-hmm.
And FX has their own app, but they still you can still stream stuff directly off of Hulu.
Yeah.
If you have the Hulu Plus, or Hulu Live, whatever.
Hulu Live, yep.
Yeah, you can get all that stuff from FX.
But maybe that's why they're hiking up their prices.
Of course.
Because they're losing all these contracts and all this content.
Well, I mean, that's not my fault.
I know.
And you spent all your coin on Shonda Rhimes and Ryan Murphy.
Look, they spent all their coins on.
That's a good investment.
They spent all their coins on Friends. They spent all the coins on having the whole Friends series on there. That's what they spent their money on.
Oh yeah, they definitely lost coin on that.
But like,
because ain't none of us watch that shit.
Not at all. It's on HBO Max. Bye.
Look, the thing is, like, I don't watch Netflix like that. My kids still watch Netflix. Like, Netflix has some really good kid shows that they like to watch.
Netflix.
It's a little more broad in their kid show range.
The originals.
The originals, they took that off, didn't they?
No, it's on Netflix.
Vampire
Diaries, the originals.
That contract is ending next month. That contract's ending next month. Oh yeah.
Bitch, if they lose Riverdale, all the other shows. Oh, Nancy Drew's already on HBO Max.
Right.
Those are going to Paramount Plus.
Yeah. It's either going to HBO Max or Paramount Plus because it's either Warner Brothers or CBS, or whichever one is supposed to hold those shows.
Damn, and Netflix had a good deal. The next day after the season ended, it was the whole show was on there.
But it was only a 5-year contract.
But we don't need that because we have our own platform. So see you later.
That was a contract with CW, and the CW does not exist anymore.
And the CW don't get no
now
money.
It belongs to Duke Baloney.
Come on, Duke.
Wait, so have they? Look, we're totally off topic. Okay, so how do I rate Bel-Air?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because I'm sure there's more of the story to be told, and I'm looking for progress. I hope it's not going to just give me everything in the first few episodes and not do well after that. Mm-hmm. I want to see it sustain itself throughout the season.
Love it.
Yes.
Final thoughts of Bel-Air. There's very few shows out of recently that can balance violence, authenticity to the Black community, and also show another side of the Black community, which are the ones who have money. And I think this show balances all of that. It's like Atlanta. It's like you can see all that stuff in Atlanta. Like the people who got money, don't have money, the hood, the middle class. You can see all that living here in Atlanta, and I love it. And that's what this show did to me. And it actually showed community. It showed family. And I think that the actor who's playing Will Smith, I hope that this blesses his career.
Yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And I never give anything a 5 out of 5, but this is so close to being one. I have to still give it a 4 out of 5. Because that Ashley thing, thank you for that. No, ma'am. She did that Tyler Perry, hey, how are you? How's your law firm this week? Well, we made partner. And okay, you don't have to do my character development that way.
I hope that we get more. I hope that we get more.
For sure.
I hope she does. She shines a little more.
I want the dancing scene with her and Will. You know when they were doing that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
All over again.
Yes, I want to see more. I want to see that relationship.
Yeah.
So yes, all right.
It feels like Will has more of a relationship with Hillary than he does with Ashley this time around.
But his relationship with Hillary did grow substantially over the course of the show.
Yeah, over the course of the show.
Well, Hillary herself just grew.
Other cousins grew. But initially, nobody there was there for him except for Ashley because she was younger, she was more impressionable, and he was different.
She thought he was cool.
Yeah, she thought he was the coolest thing ever.
She didn't understand what money did.
That's what it was. She didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm. But also, like this Ashley here is very much like. Yeah, aware. She's very much aware. She thinks he's cool too, but also like she's kind of in the know about different things. So I don't know.
She knows that she's rich. She does. She does know that.
Yeah,
she's aware.
That's. But I'm hoping for more development of her character in that relationship. I think it'll go well. Right now, I think they're focusing more on the adversarial relationship of Carlton and Will,
which is great. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And very realistic, honestly.
And Carlton plays a really good mean boy.
He does. Like
that's
that.
Good.
Whoever the actor is, like I think he plays it well. He's great.
I like to see it anyway, but yeah, that was great. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys again for tuning in and watching us talk about Bel-Air and Netflix and everything else. Like I tell you guys, we talk about every single thing that we're geeking out about. So you have to listen to it. Or don't, but we hope that you do.
Right.
Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Follow us individually. You can find me on every social media platform you can think. Yeah, mostly everyone at Tamon Kane, as you see down there. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, PSN for PlayStation. Julian, where can they find you?
You'll find here if you're watching at Twitch at Bad Juju with 2 B's, 2 double D's, and JU. Otherwise, you can find me also on Instagram, also at Bad Juju with 1 B, double D's, JU. But yeah, I do a lot of art, and then otherwise I stream some video games and stuff, so it's a good time. It's always a fun time. We do Heroes of the Storm and Diablo 3, and I just picked up Hearthstone recently, and I'm like, I don't have time to play it, but I want to. It's like, figure it out. Okay, anyhow, otherwise you can find Ricky Z underneath me. She's downstairs.
All right, so because for some reason, like, there's other Rickies out there in the world, you can find variations of my name, Ricky Z, Ricky _Z, Ricky Z. So right now, find me on Twitch, okay? I'm trying to grow the Twitch channel, and if you find me on the Facebook group and find Ricky Z social media, then you'll find all my platforms there. I'm on Twitch, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Hover. For those of you that are on, yes, Hover. So for those of you that are like Twitch watchers, I'm on Hover. Come find me on Hover. You'll find like clips of this show and the other show that I produce, No Clue, on my Hover site. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a thing. Okay. Jermaine. Jaffer.
You can find me at Jaffer on Twitter, TikTok, now YouTube. Spreading and branching. And eventually you'll be able to email me there too. So
can we make that a thing? Spreading and branching. Can we make that a thing?
I like spreading and branching.
Spreading and branching. Okay.
That sounds like you want to talk about for Uncle Phil.
Stop. I'm not going to
all of this sounds really terrible.
Thank you guys so much. We love you. Now we're going to where you're going to get to come see soon. But right now we got some stuff to talk about.
Ooh.
About spreading branches, spreading something and Uncle Phil.
Stop. Bye, y'all.
And Joffrey.
Yes.
Not Joffrey, Jeffrey, because Joffrey's a dick, and we're glad he died.
Oh no,
yes.
no.
We are glad he.
I love Joffrey. Okay, bye guys. Love you.
Bye. After show stuff. Bye y'all.